All right, y'all. Welcome back to another, I guess, episode. I don't know what to call these things. I want to be like a cheese ball, like episode, but we call it 2020, right? So hindsight, however you want to split that kind of analogy up, it's either perfect looking back or what you would do differently. So we've got Alex with us today. She's obviously a powerhouse. Actually, that's kind of the name of your team, right? Powerhouse Brokerage?
Yes, the Powerhouse Partners. That is
Partners,
the name of our, we use the term community, but yes.
Community. Okay. Why'd you, not even part of the questions, but like, why'd y'all decide to go community, like that word, instead of tribe or team or something strong like that?
Yeah, I think because it is truly what it is. We actually are not a team. I am not a team leader and I don't take any splits. I provide mentorship and guidance without the splits that you owe to a team leader. So having gone through that path of my career of doing the team lead and, being on the team and having a team lead, I saw that anybody like myself who is incredibly motivated and self-serving and going to make sure, we get there and successful, you're going to lose them, right? So I wanted to create a system where I didn't lose all these good people I developed great relationships with.
Is that why you're with Real? So you can still help and mentor and like kind of bring them into the fold, but not yet necessarily have them on the team, like specifically? Like I know you don't have a team, but like you don't have to do that.
Exactly. So the beautiful thing about Real Broker is you can decide, do you want to have a team? Do you want to just have a downline, aka a community, where you still benefit from the rev share side of the world, but you don't necessarily have to take splits out of the pocket because that payment's coming out of the brokerage split. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, no doubt. It's always intrigued me how Real does that. So you're not super long in the business, but you've come out swinging, right? Because you got started in 2020. Is that right? So looking back, like, what do you think helped you, like, not just survive, but like thrive? Like, just, I mean, 4 years and you've done a lot. So, or 5 years, I can't keep counting. I'm getting too old. So what's been the secret sauce with getting you up and going so quickly?
The secret sauce is a little bit of a tough love pill because I know we're trying to give real advice here. I think in your first 5 years, you need to throw out the thought of work-life balance. It's not going to be there in the very beginning. You have to, put every ounce of yourself into your business because it's just you and you are pushing to, really make this grow and thrive. And, my husband is wonderful and very patient with me, but he's seen the backside of our relationship quite a bit. He's sat on that back burner. He sat at dinner while I got up to make calls. So it's tough love, but it's truth. If you pour everything you have into it, you will find success.
Yeah, no, I had a meeting with one of my agents the other day and she made a comment of like, yeah, and she's brand new, hasn't done a deal yet. And she's like, I don't know if that's worth my time. I was like, hey, sweetheart, not actually, I didn't call her sweetheart. I'm not trying to be degrading. Like, I would say to a guy, hey, sweetheart, your time's not worth shit. Like, you don't have time. Like, that's all you've got. So everything's worth your time because you're not doing anything else. Not as a negative, but you're right. Get out of that mindset. Like, I don't care if it's going to take you 2 hours to do something that's very simple, but you've got to grind in there. And I'm not a big advocate of grinding your face off necessarily. Like there's some health ramifications for that, but yeah, you got to want to work. I think that is the secret sauce. That's why most people fail out. They just don't want to put in the effort that it's going to take because it's not easy.
Yeah.
So selling over 55 million, which is a lot, especially, I mean, you're near Milwaukee. So, I mean, your price point's probably decent, but it's probably not California numbers. So that's some hard numbers right there that you've been closing. So besides like the numbers, like what did you have to do in your personal shift, like in your personal day-to-day stuff? Like, how did you shift that to where you could be more successful? Because you're doing a lot of business. So what did you put parameters on or processes maybe to be able to handle that?
Yeah. People laugh because I am an old school gal. I love pen and paper. I love sticky notes. I literally have like 10 right next to me right now. So it's first of all finding the system that works for you. There's so much noise out there. You have to master a CRM. You have to be on social media 5 times a day. You have to cold call 4 hours a day. Throw it to the side and figure out what works for you, right? And for me personally, it was leaning into the community that I know, love, and have spent 30 years of my life building.
Yeah.
Right? Getting out in front of your people and spending as much time with them as you can. And I think the part that agents overcomplicate is this is a relationship business. Everybody has a story. Brad, you have a beautiful story about your life, and I hope to learn more about it as I get to know you over our coming years of friendship. And if you just focused on who that person is genuinely, they will in return become that client and you will become part of their life.
Yeah, no, well said. Well said. Switching gears just a little bit. So the next question I like to ask people that have got a lot of experiences, like, what do you wish new agents would stop doing?
Doubting themselves. We actually just did business planning with Powerhouse yesterday. We broke
Yeah.
it into, two segments. We had agents who have yet to crack 5 million in volume and agents who have cracked it because
Okay.
that's different mindsets, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And the theme throughout both groups is everyone was questioning, are they capable of this?
Yeah.
And where do I start? And am I doing it right? And the response from myself and my business partner, Alexis, is it doesn't matter if you're doing it right. It matters if you're doing it consistently,
Hmm.
right? You have to let go of this mental block that it has to be perfection from the get-go. Your reels will get better with time. Your conversations will get better with time as you gain that knowledge. But if you don't
Yeah.
start, they aren't going to have the opportunity to get better. So it's getting that roadblock out of these new agents' minds, saying just try something.
Yeah. No, it's funny. I've got a board over here and I've got a quote on it from where to go. But pretty much it's from Hermosi. Oh, there it is. So you can beat almost anyone at anything if you just go hard at it for a year, right? So like you're exactly right. Just focus, go, just do it. It'll get better. And if it doesn't, then you'll not do it eventually. Um, but yeah, self-doubt, that is a big one. That is a real big one. And that's really kind of you to say. Most people will be like, pick up your phone or quit texting. But you're like, no, actually, like, have some self-worth. And I think a good book that I'm reading right now is the Power of the Subconscious Mind. Like, that has been really helpful because it's all about believing it in yourself. And if you believe it in yourself, like, you can make it happen. It gets a little woo-woo in there, but it is kind of cool how if you don't believe it, it's not going to happen and how to get there. So
Yeah, there's
that is.
something to be said about like power of manifesting and just
Mhm.
believing you are strong, capable, and you will do it. But
Yeah.
you have to start with you to make that happen.
Yeah. Well, therapy helps too with that, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's like I had it one time. I was talking to my therapist about some of the one of the agents I had, and it was funny because this guy was a previous preacher, probably had 800 people in his congregation, but he would go meet with people in real estate and talk, but he would not ask for the business because like he could ask for Jesus money, but he couldn't ask for them to send him business. It's just the way he's been wired, and it's like it's just self-worth, right? It's just asking for your needs to be met, and it's just interesting as I get older and start hearing these little things and picking them up how you're raised and how much you believe in yourself is really going to impact your success in business. So let's stay on that topic. So you talk about helping other agents like build their business, support their lives, that kind of stuff. So what does that actually look like on a day to day, and how can agents start creating that balance early or earlier?
Yeah. So what it looks like from the mentorship at the Powerhouse Partners. So the Powerhouse Partners is owned by myself and my business partner, Alexis Hersig, who's also a fellow 30 with
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
So what we developed is a mentorship style program where we train a few times a month, and we actually toss the idea of brokerage and real estate training out the window. You will not catch me teaching how to do a CMA.
Right.
Those tools already exist, right? But what we focus on is how to build sustainable businesses because all of our agents are solo entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
We have a few teams under us that take team advice, right? But
Right.
for the most part, everyone is their own agent. So we focus on when to switch from an LLC to an S Corp for taxes,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
How to scale that business, how to duplicate yourself with virtual assistants, all the things that agents need to hear, but brokerages don't teach
Yep.
because if I'm being really honest, our brick and mortar brokerages are afraid to teach you those things because they'll lose you.
Right.
They don't want you to get the value
Yeah.
because then you don't need them. So we're trying to showcase there's another way to do it, and a brokerage wouldn't do anything that doesn't make them money.
Sure.
So, we just want to be really honest with the world that there's another way to do it. You just have to dig deep and believe in yourself again, that you can do these systems and you can push yourself to be that entrepreneur that you were born to be.
That's awesome. And we've talked about it a couple of times, but like this Powerhouse community is like, it's pretty special. And like, obviously y'all are very intelligent on how you're doing it and coming from a place of like support rather than, stick, right? So if a brand new agent came to you and said, I want to build a business just like yours, what's the first mindset or skill you would tell them to master? Obviously outside of believing in yourself.
The very first thing I would have them do first is journal on a business plan. So we have business plans that are journal styles to write
Okay.
down what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, and what do I want to be the best at? And we say pick 3 things. And we give them a prompt list, but also room to just free write.
Yeah.
And so first of all, it's setting a foundation. Set the plan. What are we going to do? Because you cannot be good at everything. Nobody
Right.
is, right? We're going to master, right, some atomic habits. We're going to master one thing, then
Right.
we're going to move to the next thing. So that's the very first thing I would say is let's figure out who you are as an individual because you and I are going to be very different.
Yep.
But if you and I have similar styles of how we want to gain clients and run businesses, then once I see the framework of how you want to do it, I can help you move it into an actionable plan.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. What's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten from an agent, another agent, or like a mentor when you were coming up?
That's a really great question, and there's a couple ways to look at it.
Sure.
But the number one advice I've ever gotten, and it was actually before I got into real estate, was do the right thing in business, and the right thing will follow you. Real estate is the most unpoliced industry, right? We are
Yeah.
really the Wild West out here,
Right.
unless you do something really wrong, or really unethical, you're kind of just flying by the seat of your pants and saying, this is how I'm going to run my business, right?
Yeah.
But if you operate with morals and integrity, that shows from to bottom with
Yeah.
every moment of your business. And I think that is what sets great agents apart from good agents.
So let's just go into a couple of different questions. It's going to be a little bit of a potpourri, but it'll be
Yeah.
fun. So I'm going to change this one, but just a little bit. So if an agent came to you and said, I need a closing in the next 60 days, what would you recommend they do and do hardcore that most likely will bring them the result they need?
It's going to be based on personality type, but for
Sure.
the most part, I'm going to say host any and every open house you can. I know it's a little bit of an antidated or outdated thought,
Sure.
but you have a ready, willing human being walking into a front door saying, I'm interested in real estate.
Right.
So you have this, I literally use the analogy of you have this ball of clay just standing in front of you, waiting to be molded into this client, right?
Yeah.
I use that analogy a lot because a lot of our agents, and most agents in the world, I should say, think this beautiful finished vase, which is what I call a client,
Yeah.
is what everybody is, but really everyone is a lead, which is a lump of clay that you have to move through a system to
Yeah.
educate them to be a client. So
I love a good analogy. That's great.
I know I need the visual edited in at that. Um, but yeah, so that's one of the first things I'd say is get in front of the people who are literally walking in, right?
Yeah.
And if you're a little shy face to face, then you need to get on the phone.
Yep.
Usually you're good at one or the other. So those would be my first two advices, pending your
Okay.
personality.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you can only keep 3 real estate contacts in your phone, 3 people, like that you got to take them all out, who would those 3 people be?
Yeah, and this is definitely ebbed and flowed over the years of getting into it. One is my business partner, Alexis.
Yeah.
She's on speed dial. She's actually in speed dial. My brother isn't, so I should probably fix it. So Alexis needs to be there. My original real estate mentor, her name is Cheryl Marquardt. She taught me everything, she saw it in me. She actually
Yeah.
said, before I even took the test, she said, you will be an NAR 30 under 30. That was the
Oh,
first thing
wow.
to me, which was really cool.
Yeah.
I would keep those two for sure. As far as a newer contact, I actually really admire from our 30s class, Juan Carlos.
Yeah.
His advice and
Yeah.
his way of challenging agents to think differently, I think is just beautiful, along with
Yeah.
his gratitude and the way he
Mhm.
approaches the world. So I think that's a contact I would keep in my phone as well.
Yeah. No, he's brilliant. We sat together for a couple hours in Chicago, and he's got it. Just every point, you're like, that is deep. Like I'm good for like one deep thought every maybe 3 hours. I mean, he's just one after another, and it's not like repeating them from a book. Like they're actually well done. So that's a good one. So what if somebody had like zero marketing budget? Like they're starting out, they're poor, like every agent seems to be for some reason. I don't know why people do that, but they seem to be. What would you tell them to do marketing wise to get themselves out there?
Yeah. Two things. One, social media, it's free. I think the world of video is incredibly important, as you and I both know. If you're not
Sure.
on video, you're not being found. So
Yeah.
there is no cost to put your phone in front of you, talk to it, and post it.
Yeah.
If you're afraid of that, at least start with constant DMs. I have a goal every day. I DM at least 30 people and have
wow.
a genuine chat.
Yeah.
Because I work my sphere through social
Mhm.
media because that's the way the world is. We don't get out and about as much as we used to.
Yeah.
So that would be, and that was how I got going with social media through sphere farming. Not necessarily, posting reels, but actually just genuine conversations.
Hmm.
But number two is get out in your community and do things, right? My favorite place to meet clients is the gym. I've met quite a few clients at the gym. I attribute a lot of success to going to the gym. Now,
Yeah.
what I want agents to think about is you need to go where the ideal avatar of your client is.
Right.
First of all, have that ideal avatar.
Yeah.
Write that down. Now, my avatar, right, is typically a dual income household,
Hmm.
maybe kids, maybe not, because I'm 31. I'm kind of on that bridge age.
Hmm.
Um, but they're at CrossFit, Orange Theory, Burn Boot Camp. They're at
Yeah.
the places that cost some money to be there. And the people who pay that money to be there care about themselves, their environment. They're going to consistently show up. They're going to be the type of client that you actually close. Where I also have a Planet Fitness membership for the, quick run on the treadmill,
Yeah.
but I've never met a client there. So it's
Right.
kind of knowing that reality.
Yeah. I wonder what people's credit scores are equal to what gym they go to. It'd be kind of interesting.
Ooh, that'd be a good study. I'll leave that one to you and then I'll read
Yeah.
it.
No, no, no. I'm not going after that one. That's something I'm not going to touch. So last one. So finish this question for me. Success in real estate starts with.
Success with real estate starts with you. Nobody is going to come into your home and say, "Did you do the work today?" No one's going to say, "Did you do the income producing work?" I can spend
Yeah.
all day on Canva making something, but that doesn't earn me a dollar.
Yeah.
And I have that hard talk with my our agents all the time. They say, "I worked all day." And I said, "Okay, great. How many conversations did you have?" "Well, none. I made a buyer's guide." "Well, great. Who are you going to send it to?" you know?
Yep.
So
Yep.
it starts with you and being real with yourself. I'm a very tough love mentor.
Yeah.
I get right to it. And if you didn't do the work, the results won't come.
Well, shit, I want to come work for you. So you need to start a team so you can make room for me. Awesome. Like this has been great. Seriously, because most people, like I said earlier, they come from a place of more like textbook, do this, do that, and you're coming from a place of like build them up. And if you can build them up to believe in themselves, like then you don't have to worry about accountability and then the work because they're going to feel it and they're going to know it and they're going to go execute it. And it's a really cool approach and an authentic one at that. Like most people can't pull that off. So that's all we got. That's our time. So I appreciate you being on here and sharing these awesome like nuggets, these words of wisdom, because this is exactly what I want. I want people to hear different prerogatives and different perspectives so that way they can become good agents and they can actually help our industry stay in the industry and be the good ethical ones, not the little slime ball sleazy ones that always make the headlines. So thanks for taking the time out. I know it was right at almost 20 minutes, so I stayed on track. And I'm gonna put all your contact or the contact you want us to share and the Powerhouse community stuff in the show notes so people can find you and maybe DM you and see how you do your business. Or if you're in Milwaukee, you need to go check out her stuff, or anywhere I guess in the country because you're real, so you can have people in your downline anywhere and help train them, right?
Exactly. Powerhouse is looking to grow state by state. So
There you go.
happy to help. And I hope some of the nuggets I shared, although tough love, are helpful.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.